Hello and welcome to Stupid for Dexter. This is our kill room, and we are your hosts. I am Kat Steele.
And I'm Mandy Schneider. Hello.
This is going to be a weekly show where we do recaps of Season 5 of Dexter. And this is our pre-show. This is going to be a quick little wrap-up between Mandy and I to talk about some of the big plot details and some predictions for the coming season.
And to get you ready for our big show airing Monday night, September 27th at 7 p.m., right after you watch the first episode of Season 5, which, by the way, if you watch the first episode, great, definitely tune in Monday night. If you don't watch it, don't tune in, because we're going to spoil some things. It won't be good.
We will ruin everything, but that's what we plan to do. So, from here on out, we're going to have a licensed clinical psychologist who will be joining us. We'll have special guests. We're going to have really fun segments. So tune in if you're a Dexter fan, because this is a show by the fans, for the fans, because Mandy and I, we're not experts. We just love the show.
We love the show.
That's what we do.
So let's talk about what happened the last season.
Let's do it.
Actually, just the last episode. The big thing was that Rita was killed. She's gone. She's off the show. And how did you feel about that, Kat?
I gotta be honest, Mandy. I'm okay with that. I didn't like Rita. I saw her as being a huge hurdle for Dexter. And the fact that she's now gone, I understand it's going to change everything, but I'm not too upset about it. How about you?
I feel the same way. I think they made her a little bit more likable in that very last episode, just so that when you found her dead in that pool of blood, it was all the more surprising. Like, oh, I kind of feel bad, but I'm ready for Dexter to get back into his killing spree, if you will.
Right. He needs to get his groove on. That's how I feel. But it's going to be interesting to see how he gets back into that, because things are different. Trinity is dead. Trinity murdered Rita. There's no way to get vengeance. Where does a serial killer go from here?
I don't know. Before we get to the predictions, though, a couple other plot lines that happen. Some minor ones, like LaGuardia and Batista got married. Yay for them. They're in love, although they don't live together yet. Which who really cares? Let's move on.
That's fine. They're cute. They're cute. I like Maria's outfit.
The thing that I'm really anxious about and excited about is the fact that Quinn, Deborah's partner in the show, he is very suspicious of Dexter, and he knows that Dexter has been roaming around doing things. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Quinn and Dexter. That's what I'm wondering.
Absolutely. Is this a Dokes 2.0? Is this the sequel? Because, I mean, as I recall, Dexter headbutted him. Dexter screamed at him. Dexter has very actively tried to push Quinn away. Quinn has every reason to be suspicious of Dexter at this point in time. And he's also vulnerable. He was in that really tumultuous relationship with Trinity's daughter, who committed suicide right in front of Deborah. So he's vulnerable, suspicious, and I think that I agree he's going to be he's going to pop up later.
Also, it's a good point with Trinity's daughter. Trinity's daughter and Quinn had this relationship, but she totally screwed him over. She really did, because she was using him to get into, people's minds and eventually kill Lundy, which is huge. And I think because Quinn was so devastated by that woman, Trinity's daughter, and Deborah so devastated by the fact that she was once into the Iceman killer.
That's right.
I think they're going to bond. I think there's going to be some bonding here, and I'm excited to see how that works out, because if Quinn and Deborah are bonding, if they happen to get together, is Quinn going to show Deborah that something is up with Dexter?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because another big plot point that happened during the 4th season, especially in the last episode, Deborah now knows Dexter's origin. She went and discovered who his birth mother was. She now knows that Dexter is the brother of the ice truck killer. She knows all of this, and there was a glimpse that I remember when she seemed suspicious of Dexter. She pushed it away, but there was a moment.
When Dexter is the first one to end up in Trinity's house, and then the police arrived and Deborah arrived. Deborah was kind of like, "Hey, how did you get here so fast? Just get on your vest. Put on your vest because you're my brother. I'm going to protect you." But she is suspicious of him for sure.
She is, and we obviously aren't aware at this point if that's still on her mind or if she pushed it away and repressed it. But the knowledge seems to be there. And she even went on to share that information with Dexter as if it was some revelation to Dexter. And Dexter, of course, played along, but he knows that she knows. So that will definitely be interesting for the dynamic.
So those are some predictions. Some other predictions that I went online and just kind of saw what people out there, fans of Dexter, had to say. And it seems as though some people think Dexter, because of this horrific thing that happened with Rita, he will just stop killing and strive to be a family man. What do you think about that?
I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with the dark passenger is, I think he's driving at this point. He has had this pattern his entire life. I don't see him just giving it up anytime soon. If that was even a possibility, he would have done that a couple seasons ago and the show would have been over and Rita would still be alive. It's a very romantic idea. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're right. I think it would make for a very poor show. I think that's the big thing. Because who wants to see Dexter as a family man? I don't. You don't.
So boring. No thanks. That's why I was kind of glad Rita was gone. This whole family man Dexter thing, it didn't work for Trinity. It didn't work for Dexter. Something has to change.
So what happens with the kids? We have Cody and why am I forgetting Aster? Cody and Aster. And that little girl is growing up to be a teenager, and with teenage girls comes PMS, let's just face it. And she is not a huge fan of Dexter already. She was already starting to get a little
getting snarky.
Crappy and snarky. I like that. Yeah, very snarky with Dexter.
Just her whole dynamic in season 4 changed because she started getting really willful, grumpy, having none of it. She was no longer this sweet, compliant young lady that when we first met her. She's growing up into her own, and this event will be so traumatic and devastating. I can't even imagine that on top of hormones. That's nightmare material.
So she's probably going to give Dexter a hard time as well, besides Quinn. You know, in a whole other respect. But then then there's the baby found in a pool of blood, just like little Dexter.
Yes.
So Dexter, I have a feeling Dexter is going to take care of the baby, because I think Dexter might end up wanting to raise this baby and maybe teach the baby the code, just like Harry taught Dexter the code. I don't know.
Absolutely. That is such a huge possibility, because the bond was made, baptized in blood. You cannot go back from that. So I think so too. That relationship will be even stronger, and he's going to have to be there for that child. Aster and Cody, though, it's interesting because they're older. They weren't there for that experience. I don't know. Do you think there might be outside caretakers? They showed
grandparents. The grandparents. I think the grandparents will take them. It's too much for Dexter. If Dexter just has a little baby, there can be a nanny or a babysitter, something along those lines. That way he still has time to do his thing and figure out who the bad guys are, so he can keep that vigilante thing going on.
Do you think that killing, he can't get revenge for Trinity?
It's true.
I'm wondering if he's going to continue down the code of Harry, continue to find the bad guys and get rid of them in the Dexter way, or is he going to get a little bit out of control? I mean,
That's actually a good point. That's another prediction that people online were definitely wondering, is this too much for him? Because like you said, Trinity is dead, so he can't avenge the death of Rita. Trinity is already dead. Is he going to become so angry, so out of control that he starts to become more like Trinity? I mean, I don't know. He just starts killing people right and left, bruising people up, punching people out. I don't know.
It's like what Trinity said to Dexter in the final episode for season 4. He said, I don't care about you. Don't get in my way. And I am now concerned more than ever for the people who mean well in Dexter's life who may try to get in his way. Quinn being one of them. Especially since I agree with you. I feel like his relationship with Deborah may really happen. The groundwork is there. They're both vulnerable. Lundy is dead. Trinity's daughter is dead. It seems like a very natural sort of progression. So that's going to be interesting.
I think the Deborah and Quinn relationship is a definite natural prediction. I think that could definitely happen. The other prediction I read online that kind of made me giggle, it's a little out there, but I liked it, so I have to bring it up.
Do tell.
Some people think that, if you don't know already, Jennifer Carpenter and Michael C. Hall are married, and in the show, they're only stepbrother, stepsister. So some people are thinking, could they get together? Which, I don't know. Yeah. That might be a little, that might be a little weird.
It could get weird. I could see if they wanted to do something really crazy just to switch things up. I don't know. I hope not. That's my prediction. I hope they don't go there. Just kind of icky and squicky and no thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are some fandom writers out there, like big fan fiction writers, who are like, my day has come.
And that's another thing we'll be doing on this show starting Monday night. We'll be having a little chat room. So you could come in and you can give us some predictions, or you can ask us questions. You can ask our guests that's live on the show some questions. And you can do so by going to stupidfordexter.com.
That's right. And we're also going to have a Facebook page. We're going to have a Twitter page, Stupid for Dexter, F-O-R, not the number. We're also going to be on Blip TV, iTunes. And we will have, as she said, the live chat room. So please chat with us. If you're a fan of Dexter like we are, we want to hear from you. Questions, predictions, you name it. Let's get into it. We are certainly not the experts. You might not be. Doesn't matter. We'll have an expert on. He'll take care of that. No big deal.
So definitely tune in Monday night, September 27th at 7 p.m. for Stupid for Dexter. See you then.
Hello and welcome to Stupid for Dexter. This is our kill room, and we are your hosts. I am Kat Steve. Special guests. We're going to have really fun segments. So tune in if you're a Dexter fan, because this is a show by the fans, for the fans, because Mandy and I, we're not experts. We just love the show.
We love the show.
That's what we do.
So let's talk about what happened the last season.
Let's do it.
Actually, just the last episode. The big thing was that Rita, right after you watch the first episode of season 5, which, by the way, if you watch the first episode, great. Definitely tune in Monday night. If you don't watch it, don't tune in, because we're going to spoil some things. It won't be good.
We will ruin everything, but that's what we plan to do. So from here on out, we're going to have a licensed clinical psychologist who will be joining us. We'll have skill.
And I'm Mandy Schneider. Hello.
This is going to be a weekly show where we do recaps of season 5 of Dexter. And this is our pre-show. this is going to be a quick little wrap-up between Mandy and I to talk about some of the big plot details and some predictions for the coming season.
And to get you ready for our big show airing Monday night, September 27th at 7 p.m.